Hey guys, and welcome to Armchair Conversations with Rob. Last couple of clips we've been talking about your story and writing a different story and the fact that you can. Um, let's play with how you write your story and some of the things you can put in it, and maybe some of the things that you can dismiss as you begin to write a different story and believe you can do something different than what you've been doing. Because your story is a collection of things that are telling you who you were. Who you are is today's story. And pretty much every day that you wake up, you're writing a different story, or you can write a different story. You can wake up the same old way and believe the same old things about yourself that maybe haven't made you feel good, haven't kept you happy, haven't brought you joy. Or you can wake up and tell a different story today that's going to be more about where you're trying to go and what you want to do. So, uh, got our pen and we want some paper. So I will pause and you guys can go do that. And we're back. Okay. Today we're going to write something specific. Okay. I'm going to ask you to um, write down something that you want to have, a particular thing. We're going to do a thing first because it's pretty easy to imagine and visualize about a thing sometimes than it is about like something personal, internal to ourselves. So I don't necessarily want it to be some craziness. Like I want it to be something that's going to be believable for you because we're just practicing the idea that you can change your story. You can write something different and you can move toward this new story that you write, just like you moved toward or stayed stuck in the old story that you told. So take some time to write a story about something that you want to have. Keep it kind of simple. And it can be as simple as I'll do it with you. I have a nice new car. Okay. It could be a shoes, it could be a purse, it could be just something that you want. It doesn't have to be dramatic or outrageous. It doesn't have to be a brand new home in the Catskills. Okay, it can be something simple. But I want you to get used to the idea of writing and understanding that you are creating. Okay, so I want you to pause and I want you to write about that thing that you want to have. That's within reason because we're wanting to be a little more realistic because I believe in baby steps. Like, I don't believe you go straight from making minimum wage to a mansion in the Catskills. I think there's a progression that goes along with that. So let's reach for something a little more within the means or closer to what you can achieve easily because I think each win builds confidence. So pause the tape, write about something you want to have, and we'll get back to it. And we're back. Okay, so you wrote about something that you want to have. And it's something that you like and that you'd want, right? If it's not, and if it's not about something that you want or something that you want because you think others are going to like you or want you and it's not really deep down, scratch it out and start over. Pause the tape for those of you that did that, and we'll be back. Okay, and we're back. So, got it? All right. You're looking at what you got that you want, that you're interested in, that you like, that fantabulous thing that is within the grasp of what level you're at right now. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to take a minute to write down how that thing is going to make you feel. Um, be descriptive about it. Take some moments and be descriptive about how it's going to make you feel, what you picture, what you say to yourself because you have that thing. Okay, ready? Pause and go. And we're back. All right, so you looked at what you wrote down something you wanted. You wrote down how it's going to make you feel. Now I'm going to throw a wrench in there and ask you if that is really truly how you're going to feel when you have that thing, or is this something that you think you're going to feel when you have that thing? Because having ain't always the same as wanting, and sometimes it's more delicious to want than it is to have. So, having thrown that wrench in there for you to think about, because again, sometimes we pick things based on what's popular and what people say we should have to be somebody or to feel important or to feel good. So I want to make sure that as you're doing this exercise with the different things you're going to do down through the time that you use this technique, that it's really truly things that you want that are going to make you feel good, and you have a better understanding of the reasons why you want them and why they're going to make you feel good. So you got it. You're thinking about how it's going to make you feel. Now, here's a little more challenging part. Now, I want you to write down what you're going to need to do to get that thing. So, you're going to actually write down what it's going to take for you to get to that level. And this is why I said don't go straight from minimum wage to the mansion in the Catskills. Okay? So, take a few moments to write down what it's going to do as far as what you need to do, or what steps you're going to take, or how you're going to get where you need to go to do that. And then I got another wrench for you. Ready? Go. And we're back. All right. So now you've said something that you want. You've written down how it's going to make you feel, or how you think it's going to make you feel to have it. Okay. And now you've outlined what you got to do to get it. Okay. Um, Now I want you to play with all three things together like this. And here's the monkey wrench. Okay. This thing that you've seen that you want, and the things you think you're going to feel to get it, and what you're going to have to do to get it, um, all tie into maybe going back to why. Why do you want that thing? What is it? You know what you think it's going to make you feel like and what you want to feel like having it, but is there a deeper reason why you want it, other than the fact that you enjoy it or that you want to be happy about it? That's a question to answer in this whole process, because you kind of build in checks and balances along the way when you're playing with these type of ideas, to make sure that you get a more authentic response and don't miss any steps. Because again, this is the power of creation, and creation isn't just a straight run to the finish line. Creation is an adjustment along the way, and tweaking and playing and combining with making a formula that actually gets you where you need to go. Um, so again, why do you want it? If you can answer it honestly and you're okay with the answer, then you move on and we do some more stuff. If you can't, then go back and start some of these processes over until you get something that's more refined and specific. Okay. Now, next thing I want you to write down, and this is just simply yes or no. Do you think that based on what you got to do to get this, that there is any reason why you can't have it? And I want you to write yes or no. Okay. If you write yes, that there's a reason why you can't have it, I want you to dig down, as uncomfortable as it'll be, and be honest with yourself about why you wrote that. Do you realize that that's your story? That's the story that is keeping you from the answer that's going to get you that thing. Okay? This is important. And again, this is why we build in checks and balances along the way, because this is not just an exercise about using the law of attraction and imagination to bring energy into the Ethereum to manifest yourself in your car. This is about digging to eliminate all the things that are stopping you from having it already. Okay? So if you wrote yeah, you need to figure out what the story is that you're just getting ready to tell that's going to keep you from getting there. Okay. If you wrote no, then I want you to move to the next step, which is, what kind of person do you need to become to do all the things that preceded it to get you to the step of owning that thing or having that thing that you want? So, like, for example, okay, um, let's say I wrote, I have a nice new car, or I want a nice new car. Then I wrote down that it's going to make me feel good to drive it, to be comfortable in it, to have some sense of protection and safety and confidence in knowing that my vehicle is going to get me where I need to go. But then something else came up, which was about other people seeing it and thinking it was cool, or me thinking it was cool and thinking other people thought something of me. So caught something. So then you go back and you rework that. Okay. Then you get down to, what do you need to do to have it? Okay. Then that's where the easiest way to identify any issues on this level is if any of the things that you need to do to have it have something to do with someone other than yourself. And when I say that, I mean they have something to do with something other people have to do to let you have that thing, to allow you to have that thing. Rework it. Okay. Because there isn't anybody else that's going to keep you from what you have or that you want except you. Okay. Then you move down to your yes or no. Yes, there's things that are going to stop me from getting it, or no, there's no reason why I can't have it. Okay. Then if you're at the yes, rework it. If you're at no, then we move on. And then it's, what type of person do I need to become to have that thing? Or what habits or what skills do I need that I may not feel that I currently have? Or what kind of person do I need to become to get there? Okay. And then you write that stuff down. Okay. And that could be things like, I need to become a person who saves my money to do it, or I need to become a person who works at a different job, or takes an extra job, or because one of the things that I think is interesting when it comes to the money part of it is, if you want something that you're not financially feasibly able to get right now, because maybe your income level is such that you won't be able to manage your expenditures so that you can save the money in a reasonable amount of time to get that thing, or you want something that is impossible at your level of income because maybe there's a salary cap on how much money you can earn from there. And so you may have to say that I need to become a person who is able to establish a new business, become an entrepreneur on the side, or develop some other avenue or revenue to get there. So takeaways are, you have to replay this to play with it because I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but write down something you want. Write down how it's going to make you feel. Write down, what you think is stopping you or not from getting it. Okay. And at that level, question why you want it. Okay. And then what do you need to do to get it? And what kind of person do you need to become to do the thing you need to do to get it? And so apply this and play with this. Because again, we're having fun here, people, because you're expanding your brain. And this isn't about beating up yourself or making a straight A grade. This is not that type of life lesson. This is the kind of lesson that is about working with yourself and discovering things about yourself along the way. We only couch it in getting something because it's something concrete for us to focus on that will allow those things that we consider, for lack of a better word, nebulous, like our feelings and our thoughts and our internal representations of how we view the world, can kind of come to something more solid because they're focused on something, an acquisition, a target. Okay. And it lets us play with and dig deeper into our own selves without, I hope, too much pain and anxiety. So play with this, have fun with it, and use this kind of a format to write your story. the stories that you're wanting to write so that you can have new ones to tell and new ones to speak into existence. Until then, I do appreciate your patience and your willingness to have fun with me. And again, send me comments, let me know how I'm doing, both good and bad, because again, these are absolutely raw and unscripted to just throw it out there and just start talking about stuff. So I really do appreciate you, and thank you for sharing my armchair.